Hey there, what's up? I get a lot of questions about what spray paint to use, so I thought about some ideas. What seems to come across to me when people ask me about what paint to use is beginners tend to think that finding the right paint is going to be the solution to their lack of skill, basically, because you don't really know how to interpret that. The tools are not going to make you better. You make the tools work to your liking as you get experience. As for spray paint is spray paint. It's a category in itself, and there's not that much difference. The biggest difference would be spray paint as opposed to a marker. Now, if you're wondering about which graffiti brand spray paint, there's even less of a difference in there. There's some that are high and low pressure. There's different chemicals used. I don't really know. I don't really care. When I do stuff for money, I'm selling artwork, I'll use a quality graffiti brand spray paint because I know the paint will last and whatnot. And if I want to do a detailed piece, I'll get the spray paint that I'll get the spray paint that has the low pressure sensitivity, whatever. But basically, all spray paint sprays out of a cap. You use different caps, get them fat, skinny, whatever. As long as if you're starting out, don't worry about it. Even go for a cheap can, because first thing you need to learn is how to handle this object that fits in your hand quite large. You have to hold it at a certain distance. You have to keep it steady. You have to know when to press the cap as you're moving. All these little details that need to be learned with any kind of can. As you get experienced with that, and then you learn how to use different caps. Then eventually, once you have mastered that to an extent, you can go ahead and use the graffiti brands or whatever high quality paints. The main reason I go with the graffiti brands is because they're a little better. They're more reliable with how much they cover, how much paint comes out, how much pigment is in the paint, and that they have actually done tests and research to make sure that the paints last and work in different conditions. Some of these paints work in freezing cold or in real hot weather. So main point is, don't worry about what brand of paint you're using. Learn how to use the tool. The tool is a pressurized can of paint with a cap on it. That's all you really need. Even if you're getting one that has a stock cap, that's the one you can't interchange, that has the flat fan tip. If it's cheap on sale, go ahead and try that too. You learn how to do some calligraphy style tags. Just remember, keep in mind, it's not about the tool when you're a beginner. As you get more experienced, the tools will make a difference, but you need to learn how to handle the tools before you can actually manipulate them enough to really do anything that's going to look good and be satisfying. When I first started, I'd use a calligraphy tip sometimes and it would look different, but overall I still was skillless and my work looked like shit, basically. And to me, I was proud of the little incremental steps I took. Stuff got a little better, but in the grand scheme of things, I was still in this section of toy or inexperienced. Then once I passed that barrier to a point where I had more skill, there's room to play with these tools, and it actually matters. So just practice. Don't worry about your tools. Just practice. It's really about learning how to control your body, your hand in relation to your brain, sending the signals and moving your body with it. And you gotta do a big line, you gotta move your body. Do a little line, you just move your arm. That's about it. Don't concern yourself with tools. Just do the art. People in jail use their blood to make artwork when they don't have any pencils. Fucking poke themselves, smear the blood on. outline it with some pencil if they got one. I think that's enough.